This year, as it seemed like the meat supply chain might get broken down, I decided to sign up for a CSA. For those of you who don't know what a CSA is, it stands for Community Supported Agriculture. It's when you decide to make a contract with a farmer for a specific share of items. It can be vegetables, it can be fruit, it can be meat. And I decided to sign up for a share of meat through Bearwalla Valley Farms in Henderson County this year. So each month I pick up my share at the farm, and when I picked up my July share, I got a surprise. Something in my pack of meat that I had not seen before and wasn't exactly sure what to do with. What I got was a beef soup bone. And as you can see, a beef soup bone seems to be a few cuts of beef with a lot of nice thick bone in the center. And I wasn't exactly sure what steps to take to do with my beef soup bone. So I asked our wonderful Family and Consumer Sciences agent, Jimmy Buell, and she had an idea. Her idea was that maybe we could turn this beef soup bone into bone broth. And we did a little research, and in fact, that is something you definitely can do. And we're gonna even try to take the process down a notch in time by using the Instant Pot. So join us as we research this process together and see if we can make bone broth in the Instant Pot out of a beef soup bone.
Today we're going to do the beef broth, and we've got the beef bones here. The bones are cut from the foreleg just below the shoulder, and so this is going to be a good source of calcium and a good source of protein, and you can use it in a lot of different ways. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put this in the Instapot. So we're just going to place them in there. A trick to peeling garlic, if you don't have one of those little special garlic presses that peels it, is to take the flat end of your knife, take your palm, mash it down, kind of crunch it, and then that just breaks off the skin. Easy as that. The next thing I'm going to do is to add the vegetables, and that is carrot, celery, onions, and garlic. And the one thing about these particular kind of cutting boards is you can fold them up and pour them in. And then you just take it, add a little bit of that in there. What we're going to add now is some apple cider vinegar and different herbs that we've got. And you can combine any herbs that you like, whether it be oregano, basil, some peppercorn. So we're just going to mix up. We've got some of those mixed up, and follow your recipe, what they suggest. The recipe all calls for a teaspoon of salt. We're going to put that in there. And 1 bay leaf. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the water. And we're going to pour the water over top of the beef in the Instapot to the line that says 1/2. The next thing you want to do before you put the lid on is make sure the seal is in the proper place. So as you can see, this is kind of out of place, so I'm going to push the rubber gasket down on there to make sure that it's completely sealed. So the next thing is you're going to put the lid on there, and there's a certain place that the lid goes. there's some grooves that you want to make sure that it's in before you shut it. And so you just lock it into place. Okay, to set the Instapot up for the timing, you want to do it manual for this particular recipe because you want to do 120 minutes. And we looked at the soup broth button to see how many that was, and that was really not enough time, so we really needed to do it manually. So we've set the timer and we push the button to go. Once you set the timer and have it to the correct amount of time, then you hit the on button and the display is on, but that doesn't mean that the timing starts at that point. The Instapot has to build up pressure, and then it'll start the timing from that once it gets to the correct amount of pressure. The time is up and we've released the pressure, and the Instapot pressure has come down. And so just to make for sure, I'm going to ease it off and take it away from me. And no steam, so we're good. Take the lid completely off. And then I'm going to strain the seasonings. In case there's any bones or anything, we're going to pour that over the strainer. And now we have this beautiful broth that we can use in a lot of different things, either making a soup tonight, or we can freeze it, or we can can it for future use.
And that is the story of how those soup bones magically and expertly, thanks to Jimmy, became bone broth. And you can get the full recipe for the bone broth on our website at the Polk County Cooperative Extension.
Or if you need some more information about the Instapot, you can give us a call, or you can follow us on our Facebook page and our newsletter. If you'd like to have our newsletter, you can sign up for that.